Patterns of Force. This is a Star Trek Season 2 episode of the original series. I'm continuing my review of all this stuff. Let's use my space system to talk about it. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get. If I give you a 0, it's bad. If I give you a 1, it's good. If I give you a 2, it's amazing. And that's how we do it. I'm going to give the storyline a 1. I was going to give it a little bit more. And then I was going to give it a 1.5. Then I thought about it, and once you get over they're just the Nazis, the rest of it, it's just like a lot of hiding in rooms. And I think they're like, oh, if we get the main guy, it's over. So I think I think they had this really cool idea. So the idea, I mean, obviously you've seen this episode if you're watching this video. I don't think anyone's clicking on this, doesn't know what it is. But they land on a planet. There's a guy who was there before. He was a humanitarian, great guy, blah, blah, blah. Turned out that he turned everyone in. There's these two planets, so he turned everyone into Nazis or whatever, and they hate the other group. So that's what it is. It's the two groups. You can't even really. They didn't change. They didn't make them aliens. Like they just literally made them like just humans. Like it's like, oh, okay. So I can't even tell who's on what side. Like one guy puts on a hat. It's like, okay, sir, captain. It's like, well, that guy's one of them. Like, how do you know? Maybe there's something that they know. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. Like, you could have done, like, if, how they do, like, the Cardassians and the Bajorans, and they're like, okay, I can see the two races so that I know who's on which team. Like, Kirk comes down, and he's accused of being one of the other guys. I don't remember their names. I'm sorry. There's the Nazis, and then there's the others. And he just gets accused of being the others. Like, how do you know? It's like, because of his dress, maybe? I don't know. That was just weird to me. I don't mind when they go to another planet and the aliens are just humans, but usually they have something, like they might have some weird hair, like, they have purple hair. Those one guys have red makeup, like red skin, and then you got guys, you got Spock with pointed ears, like something. Andorians are blue with their little antenna. This was just like, oh, look, they're all the same now. Maybe, I guess that's realistic too. Everyone was white, the Germans are white and the Jews were all white or whatever. So I guess that's, I guess that's realistic, but it's just for sci-fi and another planet. It was just too coincidental to the point where like they're literally wearing the exact uniforms. Like he can call McCoy and say, hey, get this uniform, and it'll be exactly the same as the uniforms that we had on Earth. I don't know. When I first started, like if this is my 4th or 5th time watching it, I kind of liked it. I was like, well, this is really neat. I like what they're doing here, but I'm still giving it 1. So I still think it's good, but I don't think it's amazing. So I just have to stick with good, and I can't even do 1.5. It's fine. I just feel that once you get over that initial, oh, this is like, okay, I get what they're doing here, then a lot of it's just like, well, if we get to this guy, he's the leader of the whole thing, it'll all be fixed. And I'm like, well, okay, how? I mean, at this point, like you're saying, if you had killed Hitler, I guess, when they did kill him, and that, or he killed himself, and then that kind of ended it. But there was other battles. There must have, like, it can't just be like in the heat of it. Like this is right in the rise of it. I feel like someone else just would, like that other guy was there, you could have taken over, but then he gets shot. I'm sure someone else could have taken over. I don't know. It felt like a They Live ending where it's like, oh, you see the aliens. Well, I guess we're all good now. But anyways, I still like the story. The pacing, I will give it a 1.5 though, because it is pretty intense. Like once they land and then they dress up, you're like, okay, they're gonna get through this. Then they get caught. You're like, oh shit, that's pretty tense. You're like, oh man, what's gonna happen? And then they got to rescue themselves. They got to get out of the jail. They take that other guy with them. They do that little test with a girl. It's like, oh, she's one of us. She's not one of them. That's cool. So there's a lot of actually good tension here. The pacing's actually pretty good. I didn't give it a full 2 because again, it does toward the last half is just basically running around different rooms and trying to get to that guy. So that's the only thing, but still pretty good pacing. Artistry, I'll give it a 1. Like, yeah, everything looks okay. There's not an alien world. It's just, it's pretty much just Earth. The costumes are just pretty much regular costumes. So it looks good, but I can't really give it any more than that. It's not like, a giant amoeba in space or something, right? Where you're like, holy crap. This is just like, an at-home kind of one. Characters, I'm actually gonna give the characters a 1.5. Well, obviously the leads I like. Kirk, Spock, McCoy, all the guys. Scotty, I love all those characters. I liked the girl a lot in this one. I actually really liked the rebel guy, or rebel, whatever, the other race. He was pretty cool because he tried to save them in the beginning where he's like, oh, run away, hide, hide, hide. And then he's with them in the cell. He's like, look, take me with you. I can help you. Then he takes them to the underground, and then he does that test on them. And then when he comes back, he's like, oh, I hate the Fuhrer. I want to kill him, and I want to see him, suffer and all this. And then he's like, I I kind of feel bad. Like this, I don't. This guy's intention wasn't to have this escalate the way it did. But again, the message of the power, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And the guy, I like how reasonable that guy was. He's like, man, I wanted this guy dead, but this whole situation was just shit. So I really like that character a lot. The girl was good too. She wasn't there just to be a pretty face. Like she did stuff and she was important in the story. She helped get them in. That was cool. I even like that other guy, that other Nazi guy who was kind of with them as well, who's sort of like a higher ranking guy. He was pretty good too. Yeah, really good. I might even, man, maybe I'll give the characters a 2. I'm going to give the characters a 2. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to give it a 2. I actually really liked every character, so I'm going to give it a 2. I'm going to change my mind on that one and give it a 2. Enjoyment factor, I'll give it a 1. I liked it. I would watch it again for sure. I'm not going to like skip it out of the rotation or anything like that. I just feel that after the initial kind of coolness of what's going on, it's like, oh my God, there's a planet that's based itself off Nazi Germany. What the hell? How are they going to get out of this? Like, how are they going to fix this? After that, I'm like, well, I guess they kind of fixed it. They killed the main guy and that's it. I guess, sure, why not? I mean, I still liked it. It's Star Trek. It's better than any other ones, but it's just like, I want more of the aliens and the cool and the like the wow, the ideas, like Death Machine, or Immunity Syndrome, some of these like really crazy ones. I like that kind of stuff a bit more than these kind of, oh, we're at home. This is we need to like relax the budget. Let's do one set on Earth with just normal clothes so we're not killing ourselves here. I still liked it, so I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. It was going to be a 6, but I raised the characters to 6.5. I like this one. If you like my space system, please like the video, consider subscribing, check out Clobberin Times Saturday Night Star Trek. The link is in the description below. Clobberin Times, a great channel, talks about Star Trek all the time on Saturday nights. Let me know what your thoughts are on this one. I don't know where the community stands. I didn't check with the Star Trek community before making any of these videos. I'm just giving you my own kind of take on them, real quick takes. So maybe you've got a different opinion on this one. Let me know what you thought. All right, everybody. Until next time.